and Ryan Stone. He's a halfway decent looking guy, a nice smile. You have to get through that wall.
79T, 2458, Learning Corp, Little Red Riding Hood, take one.
Somebody find out the fucking real names for me.
40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense?
You have to get through that wall.
So I only know what my heart feels.
Where they say there are Indian people pooping on our beach.
Socially retarded.
It's a spool of wire. 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone.
I think it's good. I think it's finally good. Okay, it's spring here. It's bright as shit. It's bright as shit. I'm trying my best to like not look completely washed out and give you guys a good show here. We'll see what happens. Welcome. We're on to Red Morning. Did you see the thumbnail? Did you get the joke? Did you get the joke? I hope you got the joke. I ain't gonna say it. So I there's these weird things about the red pill space, or whatever people want to call the manosphere, because I guess that's catchier from a marketing perspective. It's American elections. Oh, dude, that's where the audience is. So you chase it like a 6-year-old with a soccer ball. You know, just swarm the ball until somebody kicks it, then you chase them and you go to the next one. And then the election happens and everybody has their money shot and then everybody feels good. And then you move on. And then, of course, what are you going to talk about when you're not talking about politics? Well, let's talk about sex, because that's the other thing that everybody swarms to. It's like sex, money, and the fear of death, I think, are the three things. If you want to run a business or a marketing campaign, if you can handle the three things: sex, money, fear of death. And of course, you get the guys, like you get Cernovich and Elijah, whatever, and Erudite and all them, and they're blowing troons and doing pop pill prescriptions. They don't fear death. So they're like, I don't know how to market a fear of death. The only thing I fear is losing my audience. But that doesn't sell tickets. And of course, they don't know shit about money. My only ability to make an income is to chase the soccer ball. I can't tell you guys how to chase it because it's my ball. So they can't do that. So what do? They talk about sex. And it's the most ridiculous, thought-affirming crap ever. And that is how we ended up in this space. Reason I'm bringing all of this up is the worst segue ever. There was an old essay I put back on my very first blog, back before I knew how to string a sentence together. Like, the points made sense, but every sentence had three. It was horrible. Anyways, the point was to stop consuming media that's not designed for you. Stop watching things you hate. Stop enjoying things you hate. It's the same thing that always happens with guys when they become red-pilled, is they realize the things that they learn from Rollo, from Royce, from Roosh, from Archwinger, from Vaz, from Maddie and Non, from Vengefully Yours, from all the guys, everybody, John, Jack, Matt, Jake, Paul, Ringo, is this stuff. It was just for fucking, but then it kind of works for the human condition, because it turns out women are people too. Dude, that dog is bitter. And then you get the examples, like guys learn to be more assertive, have better boundaries, and start being more outcome independent at work. So they start earning the money that they were leaving on the table. And the other one is you start enjoying your leisure time better because you have frame. And I cannot express how important that is, because leisure time's important, man. I don't know about you guys, and it's not me anymore, but I've worked very hard to get that way. But like, work sucks. This one's great, but before this, every other career I've had sucked. And it's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's not that it wasn't fun. I mean, it was like physically exhausting. It was mentally exhausting, logistically expansive. I can't even count the number of days where I woke up, ran to shower, shit, and shave as fast as you can. I got it down to like 3 minutes for a shit shower and a shave, which is insane. Wake up 5 minutes after that, you're at work, and when you stop working, you go lie down, and then you pass out immediately. I cannot count the amount of days I've had that. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have had those days. I hope you've had those kind of days. If you haven't had those kind of days, you're never going to learn how to appreciate leisure time. Never. Never. Sorry, I'm looking for the... Oh, there she is. Want to get our little chat window here. I don't want to miss anything you guys have to say, is what I'm getting at here. And that's the worst part, is because there's like an industry of people designed to make you hate yourself. Oh, I'm watching the newest Disney slop. It's a bunch of plucky lesbians fighting off evil businessman with communist talking points. Fuck this, man. And a lot of people just don't like it. But then the problem is a lot of people love not liking it. They love being the victim. They love playing, oh my God, I'm such a victim. Look at, they fucked up my Star Wars. They fucked up my Star Wars. And I follow a couple guys who do this as a business model. The part that makes me sad is it works well. A lot of people just want to be miserable, which I don't understand. If you're miserable at your life or at work, don't you want to have like optimistic stuff? Wasn't that always like the context? For example, the 70s fucking sucked. Oil embargoes, lead paint disasters, whole bunch of crap. What was the music? Fucking disco. The happiest, go-luckiest disco beat ever. And then all of a sudden, the 80s got really good. And what did we get? We got that like sad Brit pop. And then the 90s were even better. And what did we get? We got grunge. It's almost like this thing that whatever the era we live in, the music has to resonate exactly the opposite. I don't even know if the 2026 musical genres are happy or sad, because all I can tell is it's probably trap beats and like pop versions of country music. Which, I don't know, it seems kind of like Adderall. Whatever. But guys, watch it. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter why. Does it matter? Do I have to give you an explanation? Well, evil psych-wise, we got this. And scientifically, we got this. And ecologically, there's this. It's like, not really. You know it's there. And what's like the easiest thing you can do? When you carve out leisure time for yourself, why are you wasting it on people you hate? Why are you filling your brain hole with that? And I'm not just saying it from like a moral standpoint. I mean from a practical. Red pill's never about the moral thing. If you morality-wise, if this is your jam, give her. What I'm saying is on a practical standpoint. Because what we have learned about moods and feelings is that they are not like a life bar. They're not like an experience bar. They're not like a potion. They're not like a bucket. It's not full of fluid that you can dump out and it's done. Like a lot of people used to think, oh, get that anger out of your system. And then you anger at 100 and then you dump it out till anger's at 0 and then you're happy again. That's not how it works. Anger, emotions in general, but especially anger, are not like a jar. It is like a muscle in which if you work it, it gets stronger. And that's what you see with everything. When you see women acting really cunty towards their men, why are they doing that? Well, they're doing that because they're used to it. And the more, like they acted cunty once and the guy, oh, I'm sorry, I'll buy you a ring. And then she gets reinforcing it to do it again and again and again. And it's like a muscle. It gets better to the point that even if she's not angry or bitchy or whatever, it's just, learned muscle response. Hey, we got Null with the $4.99. I found how to do this. Good on you, man. Good on you. So it's like a muscle. And look, sometimes it's like can't be helped. And I'm saying there's a difference here between, I hate using the term, but I kind of got a righteous anger and a trained anger. Like a righteous anger, my wife left me, she took the kids, all that kind of shit. And you're like, all right, I get that. The anger phase stuff we get. But then there's the ones that's like, yeah, fuck these bitches. Fucking whammon. New iPhone, drink a White Claw, fuck you. And that's kind of a trained anger. So if you see a guy who's still angry after like a year, and it's not some performative marketing bullshit because you're selling your OnlyFans red pill account or whatever, you're just training, man. You're training for being a prick Olympics. Training for the prick Olympics. I don't know why you want to, but hey, go for it. I found how to do this. I bet you Null's trick, by the way, is to turn it off. But I mean, it's like everything. Yeah, just turn it off, bro. Well, it's not about that. It's about why are you doing it? And I think a lot of guys, they just love being miserable because when you're miserable, it's somebody else's fault, you know? And it feels good to be a victim because we don't know, like, we're all feminists. Everybody's a feminist. We don't think of ourselves as feminists. Everybody's like, I'm not a feminist. And meanwhile, you're swimming in the waters that feminism built. You're enjoying the benefits that feminism offered. You're adopting the mental models that feminism endears. Yeah, playing the victim, being the angry curmudgeon, it's a bit feminine. And I know this knowing full well that I'm the most acerbic man on Twitter. I'm a prick. Not miserable, but I'm a prick, you know? But I try to have fun with it. Like, if you can't have fun with your curmudgeon-y, then what are we doing here? Yeah, hey, it's good morning. Good to see you, too. Another one. Jesus Christ. Null 8641 with a 50 euro super chat. Have fun. Dude, it's not even, like, if you're saying for me to have fun, oh, I will. I will, and I am. But if you're saying as, like, the answer to this is how to have fun, I wouldn't even argue having fun. Because sometimes it's good. Like, everybody has their, you know what, I'm just going to sit down today and watch Radiohead in the rain. Like, that's fine, too. It's not even so much fun, but it's just like earned enjoyment. I think that'd be the term I use. Earned enjoyment. I could stick with that one. I can live with that one. So why am I talking about any of this? Well, you got that Amrou Fuddle and Friends. The Hanna-Barbera Olympics. Anybody here old enough to remember those? The Hanna-Barbera Olympics? I haven't watched it, but I've just watched it be released. That Louis Theroux Netflix Manosphere one, where somebody's got him in a headlock, which is inferring, like, look at these guys, they're bullying the high school kid, but I'm so much smarter than them. I'm not going to watch the shit. I don't even put the sound on for the clips that I see passing by me on Twitter. I refuse. Because, A, if there's something I have to hate watch, it's when my girl puts on Love is Blind. I'm fine with, like, listening to that petty bullshit through osmosis. But I'm not going to go out and push the button on the fucking remote myself. Fuck that. By the way, the latest season of Love is Blind is fucking ridiculous. Oh my God. Every year, I'm like, how big of a broken narcissist chick can you find? And a more of like a nice guy man child can you put them with? And every single one. And for some reason, there's always an alcoholic every season. It's always a chick. Always a chick that's an angry alcoholic. I don't even know. But I'm not going to turn this into like a Donovan Sharp talking about Love Island hour. That's not the point. The point is, I can't stand that stuff, but it's so funny from a red pill perspective. My girl keeps like, yeah, do it. I'm like, no. I'm not watching that fucking documentary, though. Not going to watch it. Dude, that cartoon was badass. That was my Avengers. Yeah, it was weird. Because, like, I always watched the syndicated rerun stuff, and it was... I don't remember a thing about it other than the bad guys always cheated. It was the first and only time I've ever seen Grape Ape. And I didn't realize how many characters Hanna-Barbera had. They really did drop the ball on cartoons, man. That thing had like 35 different, like, really recognizable characters from like Yogi Bear and up. And like, they're just gone. Disney kept it going, but Hanna-Barbera is like, nah, fuck this. I want to be broke and poor. But yeah, Hanna-Barbera Olympics. That's what we're watching now. Well, I'm not watching it, but I bet you a lot of you did. I know some of you did. I know some of you were like, hey, I'm in the Manosphere, which first off, I told you not to fucking think. Oh, I'm part of this space. No, you're not. No, you're not. There is no space. There's no friendship. There's no League of Distinguished Gentlemen. There's no Minecraft Trading Hall of Masculine Excellence. This is just an online niche. And I'm not to say there's not utility here. Obviously, there's use in the red pill. I wouldn't be here if there wasn't. But it's not like a brotherhood, you know? I always hate that. Friendship is magic. Don't ruin this for me. Nah, man, look, from my side of things, it's a business. From your side of things, it's a leisure time and it's entertainment. And I'm saying this full well knowing I'm about to rant on Red Pilled Entertainment for the next hour and 43 minutes. Because fuck this place. It's just ridiculous. Rollo would be Dick Dastardly and Couch would be Muttley. Did I get the laugh right? If I remember correctly, Dick Dastardly is the one with the big mustache, and the mutt was like, the best way to describe him if you don't know who he is, he's like the dog from Duck Hunt. Because back then, every villain always had a pet. Like Dr. Claw had the cat, Skeletor had his little tiger, and yeah, Dick Dastardly had Muttley. Catch the pigeon, wacky racers. Exactly. So yeah, what am I talking about with this? Yeah, so it's entertainment. Like I got 2 hours to fill. I'm going to talk about, and I was like, right now the big thing is the Myron documentary. And I'm like, all right, well, fuck, I got to bring something up with it. But what's an angle I can take that's useful to you guys? I can't just talk about, and then they said this, and this is wrong because of this reason and this reason. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. There's plenty of guys that'll do a 4-hour review of the 1 hour, and I'm like, I can't do that to you guys. I feel bad. So I'm like, what's the angle? Well, let me just talk on a meta angle. Why are we even enjoying this? Why are we enjoying this? And we're not. If you haven't watched it, by the way, let me know in the chat, 'cause I'm looking forward to seeing who else is like, don't know, don't care. Because yeah, well, you must care. You're talking about it for 2 hours. I got a living to earn. I have books to sell. I have food to put on the table. Let me do my job. I don't slap the dicks out of your mouth. Myron's beard was chalked. What is chalk? What is this? I don't know what chalking a beard means, by the way. I don't know what that means, but I'm curious. So yeah, like the most I've seen of it is on Twitter. There was 3 or 4 people retweeting stuff. There was a scene with Amrau Fuddle and his girlfriend, who I don't want to call chopped, but like Zoomers really do look like 20 years older than they are, man. It's fucked. And it was something about, somebody was saying he was like, I want to have an open relationship. And then she was like, okay. And then she was like, you actually meant that? No, I'm out. And then he's like, oh, I'm sad. I don't know the details. I don't want to know. That's good enough. Wanted to have an open relationship. Couldn't hold down the girl that wanted an open relationship. Isn't that always the thing? You can do whatever you want. You can have whatever boundaries you want, but can you enforce them? And are you worth it? And his answer is clearly no. Yeah, but it sounded good. Oh, chalked. Equals... Oh, we're going to hear what the chalked means. Anyways, yeah, same thing. Oh, lousy or bad. Oh, so like chopped. Gotcha. And then the other one was a clip of, what's his face? Justin Waller. And he was talking about Polly. And the other person had the avenue of like, I like Justin Waller, so I'm going to justify it. The gist of what I got from it is he has an open relationship. He has a baby mama, and he was provoking the guy. Like, he was assuming the other guy was mad, and the other guy assuming that Justin was trying to bait him into getting mad. And it was just like 2 people badly acting a scene. You know, we're like, I'm supposed to act all smug like a villain, and then you're supposed to seethe and get mad. And he's like, oh, I'm not really mad. I'm just trying to bait you into saying something stupid. And then the other side is like, well, I'm just going to smile and be nice. And so it's like, oh, what the fuck are we doing here? It's a waste of time. No idea if that's even right, by the way. If you actually watch these clips, you let me know how close I got to the mark. And then I realized, like, I don't think a lot of people know this, but a lot of the internet's fake and gay too, right? That's another reason. If you want to get involved in all this shit, it's like, oh, it's some nerd, some John Oliver looking guy, and he's coming to take down the Manosphere because that's what people do. And in fairness, that is what they do. But if you guys don't know, the internet is fake and gay. And what do I mean by fake and gay? Well, if you want to do a special on Netflix, you film your stuff, you appeal to Netflix, you tell them you have an audience or whatever, and they choose to or they choose not to buy it. So my question is, who is the one who paid Louis Theroux or whatever his name is? Is he known for something, by the way? Because I've never heard of this guy. It just seems like a Temu John Oliver to me. Who paid him to do this? There's another little secret they don't tell you about the Manosphere. The secret they tell you about the Manosphere is that a lot of guys have public relations firms that manage them. And while I don't know all the names of all the management firms, you can kind of tell when somebody joins one. You know? Like, as soon as you join a public management firm, and they generally do, like, we'll manage your thing, and we get 20% of the royalties on anything you produce for the rest of your life or something like that. It's essentially getting like an employee. But then I'm like, at this point, I don't think these guys are employees of the brand. I think the brand is employees of the firm. They have them like action figures. I bought the new He-Man set. I bought the Can't Open a Jar Kung Fu Grip Andrew Wilson. I got Amral Fuddle with Kung Fu beard, removable Mr. Potato Head. I got post lawsuit Tate. Oh, I got pre-lawsuit Tate signed rookie card. You're like, God damn. Because they all start saying the same things and they all start going on the same podcast, and it's this very weird, insular, inbred sort of content. Like, my first indication, somebody has got a PR guy behind him when he gets on Piers Morgan. Every time. The first thing that happens, he gets on Piers Morgan, and Piers is there, hey, why are you such a prick? And then the other person will say something to the effect of, well, you're actually a prick too. And then they'll sit there and they'll bicker like children. And then next thing you know, and you see there's different ones, like trigonometry. That's another, like when you're on a certain network, you're getting on trigonometry. When you're on a certain network, you even get on Joe Rogan when you're attached to a certain network. Like Andrew Wilson's wife there, which kudos to her. Look, she's blocked me. Andrew's blocked me. They did not like my pickle jar jokes. They did not like my being irritated at their entire thing in debate, and that's fair. And I will never have a good word to say about their content, their branding style, or the morality of their marriage. But they don't care about that either. That narcissists never do. What I will say in his benefit is that he has the most ride or die woman I have ever seen on the internet. It is amazing. Nuke says often that you put a girl online for long enough, she will always embarrass her husband. Always. This chick, not a chance. Dude, he couldn't open the jar of pickles. She ranted against the pickle industry. He was on there. He said something to the effect of girls should be graped at home. And she was like, no, man, good little grape's a good thing. Doesn't matter what he does. Doesn't matter what he says. She has got his back. And kudos to her for it. Yeah, but she's a single mom and they got extra kids with extra baby daddies. It's like, look, you said ride or die. You didn't say perfect unicorn ride or die. I can't be mad that you got the prompt wrong. Can't be that mad about it. But these guys have firms. You got to understand that these guys are carefully pruned and curated brands. And this has been going on for a while because on the early days of YouTube, people just went online. You had your own shitty webcam and did whatever. And then as they got famous and popular and whatever, brands realized these guys are really good at selling shit, because if I put Michael Jordan on an ad for something, you don't want to buy it because, oh, it's just some firm. They paid Michael Jordan. Nobody really gives a shit about this. They're just trying to manipulate me. But like when early PewDiePie or Jenna Marbles, for example, got online, or Sophia Nar, whatever her name is, got on and said, hey, I really like this thing. People were like, oh, that's just a regular person. Give me a regular opinion. I'll do it. And they're like, dude, so the trick is to make your production quality look really shitty, put somebody on there who's not famous, and have them plug your shit. And they figured out for the longest time. And then, of course, those guys got a little too slick at it. And so now you have a new one. And the newest one's what kills me, is where you actually shitify your production quality to make it look more authentic. And again, I always love when they use the word authentic, because it is unintentionally the most accurate word. Everybody thinks authenticity means sincerity or honesty, and it doesn't. Authenticity means the appearance of being legitimate and real. It's literally it's good fakery. Tom Cruise is an authentic super spy in the Mission Impossible series. Do you understand that? In reality, he's a religious zealot who's like the kindest man on earth, who has nothing but energy in his 60s. But yeah, he's an authentic super spy. So all these people talk about authenticity, yeah, they're all faking it. Like some of the signs you'll see, easy one, lav mics. If you're holding a lav mic, like a fucking hand mic, that's fakery. Understand, they put that there specifically so they don't look professional. That's why it's there. And you know what the tell is? It's so easy to find out the different types of mics you can use and what they're built for. Like, why would you want an SM57 or SMB 58 or an SMB7 or a lav mic? And they all have their purposes. Like, for example, this one's a Dynacaster. It is made for this. I am looking at it. I am speaking into it. I am in a controlled environment, and it sounds really good. The Shure SM7B is designed to look like a really big dick version of this microphone. You know why they have it? It's the exact same equipment that's in the standard SM57, which is that one with a little tennis ball on the top that everybody's been seeing for the last 50 years. But that big dick-shaped chamber makes people feel, oh, he's a professional podcaster because this thing's fucking huge. So it's all fakery. It's all fakery. Everybody's trying to make themselves look incompetent so they can be more competent. And it's embarrassing. And that's what got me on this Netflix special. So we know we got people that have this fakery to make them look more authentic. And we know people hire PR firms to handle all this stuff. And we know people often pay, and this is like a old school Mike Cernovich, Ryan Holiday thing. If you ever read his book, it's a great book, by the way. It's probably one of the best Manosphere history books out there, or Red Pill history books. I would say Ryan Holiday's Trust Me, I'm Always Lying, or Not Lying, and then Manosphere by Ian Ironwood. If you can read those two, you pretty much understand the history of the space, at least until 2010. But what he found out is something he can do. And he was saying, like, yeah, everybody, I put this out as an expose to show all the shady shit we did so you guys could do better. And then marketing people took my book and used it as a textbook. And I'm like, shit, which fair. So what did they do? It was Tucker Max. If you guys don't remember him back in the day, he was like, so Andrew Tate is like Tucker Max, but for third worlders. And Tucker Max was like Dick Masterson for frat boys. Everybody's just kind of stealing this gimmick of playing the heel. And they have both stole it from like Shawn Michaels in the Attitude Era or Scott Hall. So it's like, all right, whatever. And what they had done is they put out an ad on a billboard for Tucker Max's I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. Which it's like, why? You think somebody's driving down the LA freeway and it's like, dude, I want to see a book about a frat boy, shitting on the floor. Oh, thank God. Caught in traffic. Glad I saw it. No, the reason they did that is because they went over there and defaced it. They fucking spray painted it and slashed it up and whatever and took a bunch of pictures. And then they sent it into like the Perez Hilton. If you guys don't know, Perez Hilton is like proto TMZ, which I don't know what the Zoomers are watching now for their gossip. Probably Dylan Page, but yeah, and it was just like, oh, it's just, and then it was, oh my God, look what these feminists did. They hate Tucker Max so much they defiled his billboard. They beat up, they're fucking with his money, man. And you know what happened? All these guys who hated feminism were angry and loved hate watching shit. Oh, I fucking love watching feminists get their comeuppance. World star hip hop, baby. And they're like, oh, the feminists beat this book up? Well, I'm going to buy 10 copies. That'll teach them. So Tucker made a fortune off of that. And it wasn't because his billboard was any good. It wasn't because it was the most compelling arguments. It's because he beat the shit out of it. It's exactly the same as those guys using lav mics when they're talking into it for their podcast, or the guys that use the shitify their content. It's literally been a known thing for like 15 years. Shitify your content to look more authentic because real people are pieces of shit, which I don't agree with the premise. I'm a regular guy as far as I'm concerned, but it's not hard to get somewhat professional looking stuff. I would like to say that the camera looks, it's got a 24 frames per minute vibe to it. It's sort of cinematic. The podcast mic is adequate. Speaking voice is good. There's nothing wrong with trying to look at least somewhat put together and professional, right? Knights of Malta. I don't know what the fuck a Malta is. But you see what I mean? So this Netflix thing, I'm like, you get a bunch of guys who are trying to make themselves look like the coolest, most popular, most fear of missing out, you better watch the podcast type guys in the world. And all of a sudden, they're on some Netflix documentary that's designed to make them look like fucking retards and mutton heads. I'm not buying it. I think this is a destroy the billboard lav mic situation. I'm almost convinced, if I looked into it, that Louis Theroux guy, whatever his PR firm is probably the same firm that Amrau Fuddle and Justin Waller and everybody in the Tatosphere. We're going to start calling it Tatersphere, I think, because I think that's more accurate. They can't really be called Red Pill Bros. Tatersphere. Anyways, I have a feeling they're all part of the same network. And then somebody, either one of them or Louis or the marketing guys, probably the marketing guys, because they're the ones with ideas, thought, hey, let's do a hit piece and corner both markets. So for the red pill guy, the tater sphere, what happens is they go on this thing, they look embarrassed to the average regular viewer. Like, what the fuck is these guys? It's all bravado. It's all third world. Fucking, I'm the best man in the dirt farm. And it's embarrassing. And then they watch, and it builds Louis Theroux one. Is like, he's the intellectual that's above it all. He's not a physical man. He's just a smart man. And of course, a lot of them are like, not physical, not charming, not eloquent, but they do consider themselves smart. So that builds his brand by pandering to that audience. And all they see are a bunch of meathead wannabes LARPing at being the guy at high school that swirly them in the toilet. And then you get the third world crowd that just loves this manosphere shit. Oh, dude, I love watching Myron yell at chicks, then take two girls home. I mean, you never see one of them. He talked about his girlfriend the way they talked about it on How I Met Your Mother. It was, I got a girlfriend from Canada. Yeah, it's her right here. Why is she standing 3 feet behind you and not saying nothing? I didn't pay her for a speaking role. That cost extra. Anyways, you get those guys. They watch this and it's like, dude, you see this? Our guys are alpha males. You know why? Because they told me they are, and I believe them. And then what's happening? Well, this guy's trying to trap them and embarrass them. But they didn't fall in for it, man, because they're talking this cool shit in this parasocial relationship that I got attached to. And so Amral Fuddle and friends, Hanna-Barbera Olympics, they look like they won the race. Louis Theroux's intellectual, nerdy types, they look like they won the race. Grape Ape is laughing his way to the bank. And then you know what's missing in all of this? I could accept the naked manipulation. I could accept the demographic segmentation. I could accept all of that if you'd have just made it fun or funny or entertaining or action-packed or emotionally resonant or just do your fucking job, you know? But they didn't. Nobody did their job in this. You know what the job was? The job is who can deface the billboard the best? Who can smash up this billboard? Like the Roos thing. Who can throw a drink in Roos's face at the bar while he's trying to talk about his pickup course? Who can put Roos in jail in the UK for daring to get a layover there? Who can do this? And I don't like encouraging it, and I don't want others to encourage it because, yeah, your leisure time is not easy coming, especially now, dude. Have you seen the inflation thing? If you were it's so bad out here with inflation that grifters aren't even bragging about a 6-figure salary anymore. I make $100,000 a year. They've disappeared. They disappeared. You know why? Because $100,000 in 2026 is the equivalent of $70,000 in 2020. That's fucked. 25% of your life savings gone. 25% of your lifetime earnings gone. 25% of your labor gone. You better hope you had it invested in real estate or stock market because oddly enough, with the purchasing power you had gone 25%, the stock market's up about 24.5%. Who got the extra 0.5? Probably the Jews. I'm just kidding. I figure if we go conspiracy, might as well throw a bone out to those guys. Market segmentation, you understand. I like Nulls here. Ooh, I have a girlfriend too. You believe me? Prove it. Exactly. So yeah, it's this weird thing we've mistaken the signal for the noise, you know? Netflix used to be, I remember this, they bragged about this. They were scientifically designed to be the most entertaining thing out there. If you've watched, remember House of Cards before Spacey started raping all those people? House of Cards was the greatest thing ever. People were like, holy shit, I'm signing on to Netflix just to watch House of Cards. Do you know why? Because Netflix had a huge back catalog of bargain bin stuff, and they found there was a niche audience that just loved this original British sitcom, or not sitcom, but drama called House of Cards. And it's like, it's weird. Everybody who liked this show, they found also watched a whole bunch of old Kevin Spacey stuff. So you're like, you know what we should do? Let's put Kevin Spacey in a House of Cards remake. And they did, and it was awesome. And I was like, my God, that's the future of television. Like the very good version of, hey, you know what? People like Yoda. People like backflips. Let's have Yoda do backflips, but not retarded. And then that's what they started to do. We've noticed through our data-driven analysis that people who like this tend to like this. So why don't we put those two things together and make a really good thing? And I don't know what changed, but then they're like, the algorithm just started telling them, hey, you know what? People used to like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what they also like right now? Plucky lesbian progressives. So let's put those two things together in some sloppish CG fan fest. And you're just like, holy shit. Oh, you don't like Schwarzenegger? That's fine. We'll put Mark Wahlberg in there instead with his plucky lesbian friends. They're fighting evil capitalists, so it's all good. You're like, Jesus. How big a demographic is lesbian, communist, socialist, rich kids anyway? Apparently it's big enough to push Netflix. Yeah, the real reason for Netflix at first was their old catalog that they had on licenses from the Starz cable network at first, which is fine. They took it and they ran with it. The old Starz network stuff, they're like, oh, this is the stuff that people really like. So let's make more of that. The things people like, let's do more. How great would that be? You know what a good Manosphere documentary would be? A literal documentary. Like a David Attenborough, completely taking it out of it, almost boring. Almost a boring one. And completely ignoring any ass model of Instagram too. Talking about the random shit in there. Talking about it the same way you'd see like an old... Remember that old shrill Wild Kingdom intro tune? Like some shit like that you used to watch when you were sick and didn't want to go to school. That would have been awesome. But yeah, so everybody's lost the signal for the noise. Our job now is to make a Netflix special. I'm going to make a Netflix documentary on a thing. Why? Did people love the Manosphere? No, most people don't really care unless you're involved in it. And then you tend to have like your little niche things or whatever. Well, do people like intellectually taking down the Manosphere? Like, not really either. That's more of like a niche feminist anger cult thing. I was like, oh, let's put it together. Let's put some plucky lesbians in there with chopped beards. It's like, So yeah, I'm not going to watch it. Fuck no, I'm not going to watch it. That's everything I stand against. I liked House of Cards. I actually feel kind of bad that they decided Kevin Spacey raping all those kids was a bad thing, because it would have probably had another good season before they put his wife in charge, made his wife the president, which I'm like, what the fuck? It would have been good. I was really liking Netflix there for a while. It was great because, like, I just wanted to enjoy myself. And I've watched every film from, like, 1968 to 2007. From Kurosawa to Black Dynamite. And I was like, I don't know. It was nice to see that there was still new stuff because Hollywood wasn't doing it. And then they stopped doing it. Now we're here. And if I watch that stupid document, the Amrel Fuddle and Friends documentary, I feel like I'm becoming part of the problem. Because I think the worst thing that could happen, the worst thing, is it does well. Not even actually well. It gets a lot of view time. Somebody puts it on, starts vacuuming their living room. It plays, Netflix sees, oh, he watched the entire 2 hours. Interesting. And then decided he didn't want to keep watching TV anymore because he never hit a button after that. Just vacuuming the floor, watching Amrel Fuddle talk about his girlfriend. Remember that TikTok trend? It was like the funniest TikTok thing I've ever seen. Where this guy's like, hey guys, he's famous for something. Hey guys, this here's my girlfriend. And then people kept splicing it with other scenes and turn him out to be like a kidnapping victim. It was so funny. It was so good. Yeah, it's not a documentary. It's a British cigarette making a hit piece on grown children. That's just it. It's not that either. It's not a British fag making a hit piece on grown children. Now, just for the record, have F6. Well, thank you very much, sir. I gotta get caught up on super chats. I'm not sure what an F6 is, but I like it. Thank you very much, Noel, for the super chat. F6. Have sex. I think you just mean have sex. Anyways, Dark, you son of a bitch. We made it 39 minutes. 39 minutes.
So the memes are very good. This is really, they've taken it.
True Alpha
named Ryan Stone.
It says, ask Murphy about the article he wrote, cuckolding his wife. Clear up the cuck article. Clear up the cuck article.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
If I wasn't prepared
to literally impoverish his entire bloodline.
I am now concerned for my career.
And I'm still recommending
Clear up the cock article.
You know what? Fuck you for bringing this up. Yeah. Fuck you. Heartfelt.
I'm not going to have those guys back on my channel again. Absolutely not.
Just use a little bit of fucking common sense.
It is just...
That's great. That's you should.
Fuck you.
Sorry, apologies.
Just keep going, dude. One foot in front of the other. Before you know it, this will all be in the rearview mirror. Fuck you.
Oh, Jack, you never get old, sir. Apparently now he's like shaved the head, shaved the beard. Now he looks like a burnt out twink. I don't even know. Anyways, Dark Knight Dev, you would think that the Tater Sphere, oh, I'm so glad you're using it, would have tried to come off as relatable and charming. Instead, we got a goatsy on the biggest streaming platform. Yeah. Rollo and I, we argued about it. We still argue about it. It was like an old Roosh one. Like, is this just a marketing gimmick for Roosh, or does he really believe it? And I always thought, I'm very cynical. So I'm like, it's a marketing gimmick. He's acting like this disenfranchised Orthodox bro to like switch his brand over to something new. Everybody was doing it. Goldman Unleashed, Zach Small. Like, everybody all of a sudden found Jesus right at the end of like the peak of their Manosphere content, which I'm like, all right, whatever. But he's like, no, he's a true believer. And in the years, like, he's proven me right about Roosh. Roosh truly is fucking insane. So whatever. But yeah, this one here. So we're going to have that argument again. Is it that these guys actually thought they were going in on a thing to try and look good? Or the cynical me, the marketing guy, said, yeah, you're going to bring this guy on. He's going to be like the nerds that want to shit on you guys. Just act like the bullies, and then you'll attract the bully demographic. He attracts the nerd demographic. Everybody wins. I firmly believe it was that cynical interpretation. Having said that, if you're right, this one boggles my mind too. Because, like, if you're going on any... First off, why are you talking to anything? Why are you talking to anybody? Collaborations don't build you anymore. I have done every collaboration I've ever done. Whether it's Erudite, whether it's Rollo, whether it's Nick, whether it's... who else did I talk to? Fucking big people. I can't remember. I think I had one thing with Tate once. Went on with Fuddle once. Can't even fucking remember. Anyways, anybody I've ever talked to has not built even one extra subscriber, one extra purchaser of my book, not one extra guy. There is no purpose in collaborations if you want to grow as a person or as a brand. So I refuse to believe that people are that stupid they don't notice that. But yeah, you're right. Why not come off as relatable and charming? And I honestly think there's this thing, because that's always been my goal. If I'm on with somebody who's going to be definitely... Oh, Chrissy Mayer, thank you. If I'm going to be on a show with somebody and they're going to sit here and be like, you're a bucket prick for an hour and a half, I'm like, all right, let's look at this from a meta perspective. You know, let's be self-aware. You got somebody saying she's a better person than you, fighting for the moral edge while just slandering you the entire time. Have you tried just not being a prick? Like just be a little bit affable. Be a little bit charming, even somewhat funny. I treat it like you're in pickup. They talked about it as like winning over the mother hen. You ever heard about this? The mother hen. It's like the fat chick that's like, she's already got a drink, sir. She doesn't want to talk to you. She's got a boyfriend. You know, the one like really jealous and just loves cock blocking for all of her friends, and her friends just go with it because, you know, girls go with the flow. Girls will get suckered by the biggest personality. So what you have to do when you go into these situations, you have to do what's called winning over the mother hen. And that's, you basically talk to that chick. It's like, Ethel, it's good to see you. How's it going? Have a drink. Be out. And it doesn't work if you're just like thinly manipulating, like trying to get her to be okay with, hey, are you okay if I fuck your hot friend? Like, you can't do that. You have to, and this is like the trick, is you have to sincerely look for a way to enjoy the mother hen's company. And if you're good at that, first off, it makes you better with people. You're able to see the best in people. But you also become off as affable. And heaven forbid, she starts to have a good time. The fat friend's like, dude, you know what? That guy had with me the best time ever. Well, you know, and she's like, well, you know what? Whatever. If she fucks him and he comes and hangs out with us again, I won't be against it. Maybe he's got some cool friends. Right? Right? Yeah, mystery method stuff. So why did they decide to not come off as relatable and charming? If the steel man of it is they're aware of all this stuff, but they realize that there's no chance of them peeling off any of Louis Theroux's brand onto theirs. So like, why bother looking good for an audience that doesn't care about me? To which I'm like, that's fair. But at the same time, there's like, I don't want to be the guy who's like, goes home to my family and they're like, are you that fucking retard? It's like, no, not really. I don't have to do that. Kindness is free. Mildly alarming Ryan makes perfect sense to moi. Yeah, so maybe their plan is like, it's better for in-group loyalty if I act like a fucking prick to these guys. Maybe. Like I said, I still am very cynical, and I think this is all a stage performance. A stage performance for us. And it's not even like it's the first one. Do you guys remember? Was it 2016? KCJ? Yeah, people forget about that one. This is the first Manosphere documentary like since 2016, you dumbass. And that one wasn't even red-pilled. They called it the fucking red pill. Wasn't red pill. Kind of like this one. They called it the Manosphere or whatever. Not Manosphere. She grabbed a bunch of men's rights advocates. Not even the good ones, by the way. She grabbed like Paul Elam. Which, if you guys don't know these people, so the men's right... Oh, boy. History... Bing! History lesson. Here, I got to get you out of the way here. We're getting serious. We're getting serious. So, the men's rights advocates started in, like, the 70s when a bunch of feminists peeled off because the chicks got kicked out of the cool feminist club and the guys never actually... Like, she never actually saw that bro. And so they made men's rights. And it was mostly focused on the feminist playbook, but for men. Crying, whining, playing the victim, demanding you get your way. To which it went about as well as you think it would. Have you ever tried to ask your wife for sympathy and then seen her just call you a bitch? Then you know exactly how it ended. So they had old newsletters. They got on Usenet. They got big. And then as soon as it got popular, oddly enough, girls started coming. It's like, yeah, I'm going to fight for men's rights too, because there's a lot of single guys in here, and I am the best looking ugly chick in the group. And then they started talking about it, and then it stopped becoming about men's rights and started becoming about the girl in front of the camera. And then a bunch of guys are like, this is retarded. I don't want a woman cheerleading my rights. And so they splintered off from the MRA and became what they call MGTOW. The original MGTOW was literally just men's rights, but without women. Literal He-Man Woman Haters Club. So the men's rights thing was already kind of a grift right early on. And there's this guy, Paul Elam, started a Voice for Men. He was kind of he was like the Andrew Tate of men's rights. Horrible, horrible person. And the reason I know this is because ask anybody who's ever worked with him, would they work with him again? He's the Chevy Chase of the Manosphere, if that makes any sense to you. The Chevy Chase in the Manosphere. So KCJ grabbed him. Because he'll do anything to work with somebody again because nobody will work with him. And she turned his whole talking point, self-adulation into her personal journey into realizing that maybe things aren't as good for men as we think anyway. But it's mostly about her. It's a vessel for her own greatness, which I don't know where the fuck she went after this, so. And you're seeing the same thing again. Same thing again. So yeah, it's like all this stuff. Now, I guess what you guys are asking... Here we go. Crom is asking, the question is, who is going to make an honest, historically correct red pill documentary? Nobody. Nobody's going to make it because nobody gives a shit about it. Look, I'm gonna pull it up right now. The Manosphere, A New Hope for Masculinity. Is it only out on Kindle? That's crazy. Interesting. Wait, is it also gone from... That is crazy. It's only out on Kindle. Anyway, so this is the closest we have to a red-pilled documentary. It's a book called Manosphere. It was basically everything from the 80s, the 90s, to the 2000s. So it's obviously in need of an update. It is currently the 1.5 million most popular book on the Kindle store. Number 900 in gender studies. And if I look at gender studies, what's the top book in gender studies? Laura Bates, Men Who Hate Women. From incels to pickup. All about love, new visions, the feminine mystique of boys and men. Jesus Christ, man, it's a bunch of crybaby bullshit. Nobody's going to make it because there's no money in it. think these guys knew it too. What they wanted to have, they wanted people to fight. I want to see the nerds and the jocks fight, like Revenge of the Nerds back in '86. Except for, you know the difference? In Revenge of the Nerds, one of the guys dressed up as Darth Vader and fucked the cheerleader queen. In this documentary, nobody fucked anybody. The only thing that got fucked was Myron's ego. Yeah, open relationship sounds good. Anyways, I really want a baby. What? Oh, I don't want to do that. I just wanted to bang a bunch of broads. She's like, all right, bet. She fucking left. Well, that's weird. I didn't know they also want shit. I'm just used to like saying my thing and saying it quicker and adding bro at the end and threatening to box somebody and they just do what I want. Fuck, whatever. See, now Null knows what's up. All this talk about the thing. He's like, just give me a Bruno, man. Goddamn rights I'm giving you, Bruno. Let me find the right Bruno. We got a couple Brunos. We'll just go full Bruno on you.
Ryan Stone, another fucking faggot. Socially retarded faggot, okay? He's a halfway decent looking guy, a nice smile. He can be a gentleman. He's snarky as fuck, even in person. And you have to get through that wall because he puts a wall up. Yet he blocks me and talks shit about me. Somebody find out their fucking real names for me and email me. You are a fucking moderator of a YouTube channel, young man. Moderate your fucking channel like a goddamn man. Wise the fuck up.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
Who is this guy? Oh, dude, those never get old. Kudos to you, Null. All right, where's back to the starred stuff? We get caught up here. Myron has the same glazed look in his eyes that Roosh has. Yeah, I don't... Honestly, I feel a little bit of pity for this. And it's a weird pity because obviously he's doing his thing. And he's making money. I don't know how much money he's making. But, I mean... Because I know it's AstroTurfed. I know when he has like 30,000 people watching his thing during the peak. There's just something about having 32,767 people watching you live that makes me a little sus, you know? Just a little sus. It's like, I don't know, man. That number seems rather odd. Anyway, I'm assuming the money was good because Walter was wasting his money on shit and not paying taxes. From what I understand, Amrau is like bought in some property and he's going to be just fine after all this, but you can tell it's like, it's hard to walk away. It's like being Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer's show got super popular and he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. They're like, no, you're doing this. You got too many people who are making a living off of you now. You're fucking stuck here. Then you realize every week, I got to watch another Klansman fight a ghetto chick in the fucking street. I got to watch another person throw a chair at Steve, the bouncer, and he's just like, goes home. He's like, why are you drinking? I have to, man. Why don't you just leave? I can't leave the show because if I do, 100 people don't feed their families. And I think Amrau Fuddle is in that position now where he's like, he wanted to talk about like working out and making money and all this shit. And nobody gave a shit about, like, I don't want to hear the Sudanese Sultan talk to me about making money. Fuck. But then he started yelling at black chicks, throwing them off his... Everybody's like, yeah, I love when he yells at these bitches. Fuck him. Because you know who's watching this shit, right? Third world trash. That's another thing I wish more people would acknowledge. It's been... The Tater Sphere is a third world replication of what they think a Manosphere should be. That's why it's all about polygamy. It's all about being a warlord with fucking a harem of chicks in your fucking mud hut, and why the biggest flex is owning a Lamborghini. You know why it's a Lamborghini? Because they'll sell them to anybody. You know why they don't brag about having a Ferrari? Because Ferrari won't sell you a new Ferrari unless you've bought like 6 old Ferraris and taken care of them. If you put a paint job on your Ferrari, they blacklist you. It's like, you're never buying one of our cars again, you fucking retard. They actually give a shit. Like, I don't want no rich new money wearing my shit. So that's why they all get Lambos. I'm assuming Bugattis are the same. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to buy those either. You know? That's a solid question, by the way. So, yeah. Whole bunch of third worlders have somehow made themselves a mild fortune getting like Southeast Asians to watch their anger rage content at like black chicks and hot blondes. Every single time, man. And I get it, because I'm in Toronto. What do you think we fucking had? Oh, we're the city that Tickup came to die, baby. We came here to die. You know why? Because it was fun. And it was great. And people were enjoying themselves. And people were fucking. And guys were charming. And girls were entertained. And that was just too fucking good for us, you know? So fuck this. What does Toronto do? Hey, see this great thing that all we have to do is not fuck with it? Let's fuck with it and fuck it. What happened? Pickup artists started training all the brand new Southeast Asian migrants. They came down to Toronto and they flooded the market with the Bob's and Vagine openers. And all the girls were like, oh, you're one of those pickup artists, aren't you? Pickup artist became a slur. Because you can't just call them, like, you know, Indians or anything, because that's racist. So like, oh, another one of those pickup artists. It's one of these euphemisms you're going to pick up from women, and you're just going to not see it now. Whenever they are talking about diversity, they'll just shit on men. I can't believe men leer at you on the subway. It's like, men aren't leering at you in the subway. Migrant men are leering at you in the subway. I always just hate it when men do this. Like, look at every time you'll see it, online or offline. Anytime somebody's bitching about men, it's one of two things. One, the girl is bitching about the guy she just went on a date with. But she can't just say that guy's an asshole, because then it makes you look bitter and angry. So she has to say all men are like that. And then the second one, yeah, I got groped on the bus by a man. Men are wrong and evil. And it's like, is there any particular kind of man you're referring to? She's like, that's wrong. It's like, whatever. So yeah, the tater sphere, absolute third world trash. And kudos to them, man. The third world is like full of money for the taking. All the white guy money, that's all pretty much sorted out. White guy money's done. But brown money, oh God. China's taking their money hand over fist out of the country as fast as they can. They'll invest in anything if the CCP can't touch it. Meanwhile, I don't even know what the fuck India is doing. India and Pakistan and Bangladesh and what other countries are there? I don't even remember. Anyways, the point is, anybody there who's made any money is more than willing to watch this. And there's a lot of resentment because they come here and they're like, yeah, hot blondes. It's like a status symbol for them. And the blondes are like, I'm a human being and I don't like your ass. And they're like, fuck you. It's even so funny. That guy I met, MLD John, introduced me to him. He was running his little pickup course. And it was a nice enough course. It wasn't my style. He was more about getting in good with like the staff at different establishments, like being like a promoter, and then use that to leverage to your pickup stuff. And I'm like, that's not really fun. Like, if you can't sarge with it, then how good a pickup thing can it be? The trick is to make $1 million and buy your own nightclub, and then girls will fuck with you. I'm like, maybe. I would much rather have, hey, you're in Bogota, walk into a bar and pick up this girl. Like, that's the kind of shit I'm into. Keys to the VIP stuff, which I hope it's still on TV. That show was awesome. Yeah, so that's it. And that's another reason why it's not that I've left the Manosphere. I really don't care. I got my own shit to worry about. But it's kind of why, other than just the occasional jab in there for like a nice funny quip, I try not to talk about them too much. Understanding that I've just been doing it for like an hour and a half. It's because it's not the same demographics, right? Like, nobody you know is watching Tate and thinking, yeah. You know who is? Fucking Romanians and Slavs and Indians and people from like Botswana and Uganda. And it's like, you know why they appeal to it? Because the idea of driving a Lamborghini on your dirt road, having a harem of chicks in the back seat is very appealing to them, because they just got a cell phone last year. So the whole world, like the idea of getting rare Pokemon cards is so foreign to the third world mind that they'll never know the joy that Jack had for his $8,000 Charmander. Did I even get that close to right? I don't even know. Yeah, couch staying consistent on stuff that works while the swamp moved on. I try. But I mean, in fairness, that's the only reason I can stay here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't even realize this. Like, most of my life, I've been a teacher in one form or another. From when I was teaching swimming lessons to kids as a lifeguard when I was like a teenager, all the way up to like being a teacher for the military, and now like a teacher in the Red Pill. It's one of the more rewarding things. And I find I can't really stay in a space unless I get that kind of reward from it. I get very bored and move on. So yeah, the teaching part it's very self-interested on my side to stick to stuff that works. And that's why, like, whenever I'm talking about red pill stuff seriously, my Substack, the teaching stuff, the workshop, the sidebar stuff, it's almost always going to be the full 80%, boundary enforcement, nice guy behaviors, game, general self-improvement workout advice. There's occasional times where I strip off script, but I always make sure to let the guys know. It's like, just so you know, this isn't a red pill thing. This is just me running my mouth based on other things I know. Take it with a grain of salt. When I struggle with pickup, I always go back to the keys to the VIP. Very helpful. Dude, Canada, how fast did we turn into a shithole? We used to be awesome. Keys to the VIP was like a Toronto nightclub TV show, and it was fucking sweet. It was way better than the Mystery Methods VH1 one of his. You guys gotta understand, it was Shark Tank before Shark Tank. It was fucking chicks version of Shark Tank. It was fucking awesome. And they had like the pickup archetypes. They had the athlete Peaches. I can't remember all their names, but I remember Peaches. They had the slickly dressed guy. They had the moody artist emo guy. They had the club promoter type guy. They had the standard nerdy pickup guy who's just got really good game, and they sat there like a panel of elders. And then they put all these guys would apply to get on the show. And then you're on the show. They threw them in a nightclub, and they're like, your challenge is to pick up a girl, get her phone number by talking about her feet. And then you had to go in there. And it wasn't just like, go pick up a chick. That's too easy. They're like, no, you need to pick her up based on talking about her feet. Guys had to go there. And some of the guys had some like crazy things. There was this one dude, didn't know pickup artistry or anything, but he was a military guy and he was just jacked. And they had what they called a speed round. Pick him up as fast as you can. And you know what he did? He walked up to the girl, he grabbed her hand, and he put it under his shirt and put it on his abs. And then he asked for her phone number. It was like a 15-second set. And and you watch everybody goes wild. It was like WrestleMania when you see that leg drop from Hogan, and then all the cameras start shooting as he's flexing in front of the camera. It was fucking fun, man. Way better. Any average episode of Keys to the VIP would have been a way better use of your time than that fucking documentary. Well, what's wrong with you? Well, I like lots of bitches. Do you have lots of bitches? Currently, I have one bitch, but she's open to me getting more bitches. What's he do? He gets another bitch? She's like, yeah, I don't want more bitches. Yeah. Anyways, don't want to forget you guys. Did I do this one yet? Myron has the same glazed look. Oh, yeah, that's why, because he's stuck in this place now. Yeah. I can't do anything else. He tried, and it didn't go so well. But hey, Mountain Man Tops, $4.99. You're in the self-improvement side of the Manosphere. That's micro niche. Amazed you're even able to get 26,000 subs. Other guys were like 3,000 or 4,000. I think it makes a difference. And obviously, I don't know if I could do it again, because I don't know how much of it is timing, how much of it is the type of stuff I put out, and how much of it is just me being me. Like, there's no way to isolate this. I can't I guess I could make a second content creator making red-pilled stuff in 2018 or whatever. That was Zach, and he's gone. So it's clearly the timing is not the biggest factor. And then you could say I could say it's me being me. Like, I'm 26,000 popular versus somebody else who's not as charming. But then I can't say that because I don't remember what their names are. Was it Tyler the Fiend? Who's the other anime nerds? Fuck, I can't remember any of them. But they got to like 100. There's like 100,000 subscriber MGTOW channels every day coming out. So that's obviously bigger. Granted, the type of audience is vastly different. I don't have any neats as far as I know. So it's a combination of all. But yeah, so like getting up this high, as best I can tell, it's because I really do focus. Like, I had a plan. For example, for the red pill stuff. I knew everything on the sidebar, and I wanted to be able to put a Crib Notes supplement to it. And that sidebar series, it still gets like half the views on this channel, is the sidebar series that I did in like the first 2 years on this channel. That's how long it took to make. And then the year after that, I kind of like the idea of the married red pill. So I focused a lot on the Jack 10 of Hearts, ask married red pill, kind of like using each example as a thing, which I found great because I was worried that content was getting too authoritative. And I don't want to be one of those like, oh, it's the Godfather. Like, yeah. So the idea was, like the main character of the Mids Watch, for example, was this guy, Jack Ten of Hearts. He was very thought-provoking, had a lot of like very dense stuff. It was always based on sidebar stuff, and sometimes he added his own personal thoughts. And I had about 100 of those, 50 to 100 of those. I can't remember how many. However many episodes are on the Mids Watch, that's how many were supposed to be there. I had a list. And then when that one was all done, I loved it because like I knew right from the start, it's going to end when Jack and I were beefing, having like a little internet fight over nothing. And I thought that was great because it kind of ties in my brand to the whole story that you've been building up to so far. And you're seeing this guy who's like the ultimate authority, knows exactly what he's doing. And then you put us in a situation where you realize, oh, he's just a fucking moron like the rest of us. And then none of us are gods or intellectual powerhouses. We're just guys swapping notes. And so it's almost like a letdown at the end, but it's a freeing thing in that, oh, so I don't have to be the coolest guy on earth to get shit done. There's these guys who are clearly normal guys, who are pretty fucked up too, managed to carve out some good stuff. So the real protagonist in this whole story is you. So then I finished that, and then I finished that, and then I like the idea of like a little bit of satire, and that's where I kind of had the Chick Talks, where I was like a lot of the other Manosphere stuff, I was doing content based on what they were doing in a satirical way. Unfortunately, people took it as very sincerely, so I cut that one off a little early. But then once this is all done, I'm like, well, that's it. There's nothing else to talk about. Nothing else to talk about. That's it. What do I do now? And that's why we're here now. Because that's like what most people can do is then they'll just start start from the scratch and do it over again as a cycle. I'm like, well, I already did it. I don't want to do it again. And that's why I moved over to fiction. Way more fulfilling, by the way. And maybe that's because it's still new. Give it another 5 years and we'll see. Because at the same time, too, you got to remember when you're making, and I hate saying as content because it kind of commodifies your canon of work. But unfortunately, it's a very effective word to communicate what I'm trying to get across. So I don't know how to say content without making it sound like you put a box, write content on the top and hand it to you guys. Everything has a shelf life. The Red Pill has a shelf life. The Manosphere has a shelf life. Ryan Stone as a brand has a shelf life. Yeah, I started with the cooking ones too. And again, nobody watched those, but that's fine. It's always been about like trying as many new things as possible, giving them a go for a year and then back. And just so you know, Ryan's not dead. Digital Ryan's not dead. I just don't have the time to work on them right now. So they've been put on the back burner. They are not dead. Yeah, so everything's out of shelf life. And so you always have to be doing something new, or at least trying something new. Because the two worst things that can happen is getting Amrel fuddled, where one of your things becomes wildly successful, and then you can't leave. You're afraid to leave. You don't want to give up you got to run it until the wheels fall off. But then that's the problem, see? And I don't want this to sound like a cope. I don't know how else to say this other than the way I'm saying it. The Fresh and Fit stuff, it's making bank. They're doing well. It lasts for, 5-10 years, however long it lasts for, and then it's done. And then everybody will frankly just turn on it. Now, I'm surprised if it's not happening now. I have a feeling it is because everybody's starting to cannibalize the other creators. But in that time, I'm obviously not doing as big. I'm not doing as monetarily well, and that's fine. But I'm trying new things. So like from Digital Ryan, I knew how to edit. I knew how to like do better like filming and that sort of thing, and like getting voice work done. Then the audio books, learn how to speak into a mic, do audio mastering. Then the YouTube videos, learning how to do editing on that, filming, cinematography, learn about the equipment. And there's like all these extra peripheral skills I'm learning. So now it's at the point that, 10 years later, you have Amrel Fuddle only knows how to do Amrel Fuddle. Meanwhile, I can do anything. So many different things. One day, I just looked in front of you guys and like, I am going to write contemporary fiction, a coming of age story about a promise keeper. Threw it out there. It's doing really well too. I am surprised because I did Softbone 3 months after I did Dog Walker, which don't ever do because you can't market both at the same time. So I essentially just let Dog Walker rise and fall on its own. And it's been doing amazingly well. And I'm like, I'm going to write cyberpunk science fiction. I'm like, all right, got that one too. And it's going really well. The sequel for that, Softbone 2, it just finished its Kickstarter. Did well, like 25% better than I had estimated, which is awesome. All the printed versions are coming. They should arrive on the 24th, by the way. So for those of you who are on the Kickstarter, it should be on the 24th. And then I get to do all the accoutrements, like signing them all, putting all the things in them, making the packaging look all nice, and I'm sending it out to you guys. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to do that. It's like 200 books I have to do, so that's a fair labor of love. But I would assume it's probably like a week of work. We'll find out. I'll let you know. But that's the thing. So what happens? Like, I don't know. Myron tries to write a book, but he doesn't really write a book. He hires somebody to write it for him because he doesn't know how to write a book. He can't read. He can't read. So what's he going to do? He can pay somebody else to do it, which is great. But then, like, when Fresh and Fit kind of dies off, what's he able to do? I don't know how to film things. I don't know how to write things. I don't know how to do anything else. I don't know how to do anything else. Yeah, like Cappy wrote his first one. Exactly. I'm pretty sure if Cappy's smart, he probably wrote his second one too. Now, of course, everybody makes that economic argument. Well, it's better off if you get somebody else to do it, because then the amount of money you can make running your mouth about women and that. It's like, it's not about the economic maximization. God knows. Have you not lived in the West for any length of time? Have you not seen what the economic maximization of your external output has come to? In shitification, man. What do you think in shitification is? Everybody hyper-specialized to the point that nobody knows how to do anything. We are in a death grip. People just dying for Renaissance men to come back. I mean, the guy who can do it all, who can sing, dance, and tell jokes, who can carry a tune, who can talk into a podcast, who can be misogynist and turn it on and off when he wants to, who can find Jesus but not be a prick about it, can drive a car, all this shit. We've been dying for this to come back, and almost nobody does it. I'd argue Rollo can do it. You'd be surprised. Rollo's, look, give him credit, man. Went from writing to the screen thing, the podcast thing. Now he's writing fiction again, too. Producing. He's built himself a big, huge, diverse skill set, and you got to think long-term like this. Yeah, it's great. Maybe you can Amrel fuddle it, and you'll make a fortune off of your one thing on a 5-year stint like a football player, right? Oh, you got 4 years in the NFL, make it work for you. Sounds good. After those 4 years, what happens? You get a big pile of money, and you got the rest of your life to figure out what to do, but you don't know how to do anything else. You spent your whole life on this one burst activity. How many of these guys end up still being millionaires when they die? None of them. It's the slow money versus fast money thing all over again. And that's the one part I enjoy. It's like every year is better for me than the year before, which is, I didn't think that was possible. Like in the military, there's been many stagnant years where today is the same as last year today. And next year is going to be the same as this year. A lot of those. Some growth years, mostly stable because it's government work. Corporate side, same thing. This year was the best year. This year sucked. This year is the best year. This year's even better. And it was just all over the place. But this, the first time ever. And I'm not saying it to brag. I'm saying it to articulate the idea of like compounding for you guys. Like if you want to talk about fucking bitches and shit. Yeah, it's great if you learn how to like bust your ass for the best 2 hours a girl's had in her life, and then you get to fuck her. And then that's it, you're done. And that's a fine skill to have, but if there's no sustainability to it, like if you don't know how to be that guy that turned her on in the first 4 hours of meeting her, if you can't be that guy every day, or at least some version that's good enough version of that guy every day, it's going to be a series of just one night stands. And if that's your thing, give her. But for most guys, what they find is like after the 20th one, the 25th one, sometimes even as early as like the 10th one, it gets really boring. And then they realize, I can't do anything else. I can't, other than my pickup shtick, other than attracting a girl, getting her to sleep with me that one time, I can't do anything else with her. I don't know how to harbor a relationship. I don't know how to keep a girl around for the third date. I don't know how to meet a girl's parents and not fucking embarrass them. I don't know how to do any of this. I don't know how to go on a documentary with Louis Theroux and not sound like a fucking moron. Like, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. How come no friends will invite me to their house on Thanksgiving? It's probably because they're fucking embarrassed by you, dude. Carl had it so well. It's like, there's this thing about content creators. He's like, I look at them. Would I introduce them to my girlfriend? Would I take them home to meet my family? And he's like, 99.9% of the guys in this, I absolutely would not let them near anybody I know in real life. Fuck that. Yeah, but he's got 200 notches. That's great. Rollo had, what did he say? He had like 40 notches? 40 notches and 30 years with his wife. It's like, he'll be fine, man. Yeah, but those 160 notches, man. So? It's like those, that's $3 million, man. So? That's great. You maximized a single lever in your life to the expense of all the other ones. Was it worth it? And the worst part is, for all of these guys, they don't actually know what they want, and they don't know what they need. They just kind of find a number, hyperfixate on it, maximize it. Notches. Notches is all that fucking matters. And they'll build notches, and they'll build notches. You know where that ends up? That ends up with you in Brazil, fucking trooned out fucking dudes with a 1,200 notch count pickup artist course, beefing with some Icelandic dude. Yeah, I'm making a fun of that Brazilian fat fuck. You know where being hyper-focused on money gets you? How many gets you the Amral Fuddle who's got like 3 homes in Miami or whatever he has, and then a girl who just can't... like, I know you're rich, but I'm not doing this, man. I'm not doing this. That's where it gets you. Where does it get you with Tate? The girl who can't stand you? I don't even know if they're his kids that he parades around. I bet you he rents those kids from one of his cam girls. What does it matter? Fuck, whatever. Meanwhile, you see Rollo... and yeah, like, he's doing well. With his liquor stuff, he did really well. For his graphic design stuff, he did really well. From his promotional stuff, he did really well. From his Manosphere stuff, he does pretty well. And not a single one of those things was like multi-million-dollar fresh and fit success. But he's done 10 things that have done like $100,000 success. And so you put those all together, it's about the equivalent. And this isn't an argument for balance either. It's not even about balance. It's about diversity. It's about risk. If you're the kind of guy who's only ever chasing that dollar, imagine what happens when you haven't built, like, if you want to stay with your wife and your kids and your family, and you don't spend any time with them because you're busy earning all this money, and then they leave you and take half your money. You could have worked half as hard, still had your family and the exact same amount of money you would have had anyways. That's what I'm talking about. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing fresh and fit still? You know why? Because I don't know what else to do. I don't know what I want. And that's why when they come to you and they're like, hey, do you want to do a documentary with this British nerd? He's kind of like John Oliver, only nobody's ever heard of him. All right, fine. Fuck it. Whatever. Maybe this would be a chance to pivot into like Christian content or something. And they bring him on there and they embarrass the shit out of him. But his followers are like, yeah, fuck these bitches. Stupid Frenchman. Like, I think he's British. Whatever. It's all Western. It's all a country that gives me welfare anyway. Theroux filmed Brazil guy JMULV extensively, but it was cut in the editing process. I don't know who that is either. I don't know. It's just a bunch of people. I feel old, man. I feel old. I feel so old. Have you seen Louis Theroux talk with JM Love? I'm like, I don't know what those words mean. What is this? The fuck is a zerka? I don't know what a zerka is. Clavicar. You mean like the bone? Yeah. He hits himself in the head with a hammer. You mean like Looney Tunes? No, it's like a sexy thing. It's a sexy hammer thing? Yeah, you remember that movie Gattaca where they chopped the guy's legs and made him 2 inches taller? Yeah, well, it's like that, but not science fiction dystopia. I'm like, oh, dear Lord. The fuck's a clavicar? Yeah, but he's not really doing it. He's just faking, pretending to do it for the clout. I'm like, that's so much worse. That's so much worse. I worry about that. Somewhere out there is an incel, antisocial, I hate women brand with like a loving wife and families. Like, I'm not actually a fucking loser. I just play like a loser because it does well on the algorithm. Like, fuck. Stop smashing the billboard, guys. You know what I mean? Stop smashing the billboard. We have so much opportunity. And here's the thing. This reminds me, you know a good analogy to this? You ever seen those people who are so fucking smart that they put extreme amounts of effort into not doing any work? Like the ones that can scam the welfare system with like brilliance for like a welfare check. And it's like, my brother in Christ, or like a medical malpractice or any of that shit. Like, my brother in Christ, if you took half of the effort you put into scamming the system into doing something productive, you would be doing way better right now. But the difference is you can't fail. You can't fail rejection if you're just scamming the system. So if you don't get it, it's like, I just got to keep trying. But if it's something real and you fail at it, well, then you're a fuck up, and people can't stand that. The hell's a Sneeko? Yeah, the Sneeko. Isn't that one the Filipino ladyboy? They're like, yeah, I like Amrao, but it's like, it's too dark chocolate. Do we have anything in like a milk chocolate? And they brought you Sneeko. It's like, all right, can we do this in like a white chocolate? And they brought you Tate. It's like Barbie. Remember, I have redhead Barbie, brunette, black Barbie, Italian Barbie, and like blonde Barbie. It's like that. It's like new metal. Britney Spears for men. Spoken like a true neo-boomer. Boomer doesn't even mean anything anymore. Boomer just means old. This is a little side note, but there's something about it. Like boomer, Gen X, millennial, and zoomer. The terms don't mean what they're supposed to mean anymore. Boomers were people born post-World War, like 45 to 60. And then Gen X was like 65 to like 80. And then millennials were 80 to 95. And then 95 to like 2010 or whatever was supposed to be Zoomers. But now it's just boomer is anybody who's old and out of touch. And Gen X is anybody who's who's old and angry. That's why everybody thinks I'm Gen X. I'm not. I'm millennial. And then everybody thinks millennial is anybody who's weesh and gay because of fucking Harry Potter. And then everybody who's a Zoomer is people who are just functionally retarded. Do you just stare at people randomly and don't say anything? Do you do the Zoomer stare? Look at these kids now. And it's just like, it'll be like a 15-year-old kid who's, or like a 12-year-old kid who's like Gen Alpha. These fucking Zoomers, like, dude, Zoomers are like 30 right now. I don't know what to tell you. The oldest Zoomers are 30. What do you want from me? Yeah. Okay, I've been trying to say that we all have a right to a peaceful revolution solution. If it doesn't have a shelf life, it won't stick to the chat. What the fuck are you talking about? The governors of states and provinces are to... What in the hell? What's been happening in this chat? What is he rambling about, man? Is this something about the Jews? I always know these things always end up being like a thinly veiled Jew thing. Like, I'm not into the whole anti-Semitism thing. I think it's like it's fun as a LARP, but I'm not... Like, I don't really know much about it. On the West Coast, there really isn't a lot of Jews. So I didn't even know, like, I met one until I moved to, like, the East Coast in 2011. I'm still at the phase where I'm at. Like, I don't know about all the holidays yet. I just learned about, you know, not allowed to hit buttons. Fucking blew my mind. I was in a hospital, and I'm in the elevator, and I hit the floor, and then it gets off, it opens up on every floor. I'm like, oh, did somebody on the other end just hit all the buttons like a fucking prank? And then somebody who happened to be Jewish in the elevator is like, no, it's Shabbat, and then you're not allowed to hit buttons, so that's what it does. You're in the Shabbat elevator. I'm like, oh. And like that's like the most anti-Semitic I've ever felt, was the annoyance of that elevator. So that's about all I got. Anyways, Exile, I hope you don't mind. You need to take a half hour, man. Just relax. You'll be fine. Yeah, so for all this, I mean, that's the key takeaway. Why are you watching this shit? Why are you watching third world slop? It's not meant for you. It's meant for Kareem or Patel or some other 23-year-old that just moved to Texas or Toronto and is working for pennies on the dollar because the economy is fucked. We're due for like a 2008 meets 1930 Great Depression, and everybody is trying their damnedest for it not to happen on their watch. So like, I don't know what to do about this. Like, I got a plan. We're gonna sprinkle Indians on the problem, and they just sprinkle millions of Indians on the problem, and then it makes it so much worse. But it's like, just keep sprinkling. As long as you don't stop sprinkling, nothing's gonna go wrong, and eventually it's gonna go wrong. But like, as long as I retire before this happens, I'm good. And then the marketing guy's like, dude, look at all those Indians he's sprinkling on the thing. You know what they want to see? They want to see hot blondes acting slutty to make them feel righteous indignation, and they want to see that they can get the girl too. And it's like, oh man, it's just depressing. So yeah, if I'm going to turn on something, I'm going to watch Total Recall again, RoboCop for the 570th time. I'm going to watch Die Hard on Christmas. You know why? Because it gave a shit. It was good. Cheech Marin, born in East LA. Dude, I don't know. I'm so angry. So you remember when the ICE thing was happening in Minnesota and everybody was mad and deportation cops were shooting white women and whatever? I was like, this is a perfect time for Cheech to release Born in East LA, the story about a poor American citizen who got mistakenly referred to as an immigrant and sent down to Mexico. And the whole premise of the movie is to get back to the States because he left his wallet in the car. And it was actually pretty funny. He learned how to hustle. He got himself a good girlfriend. Then at the end, it was like a big Braveheart charge where he just like crossed the border. And then he taught the Chinese guys how to sneak across the border and act like like gangsters. It was pretty funny. Yeah, found a baddie in T-Town. Not just a baddie, but she was like, she wears a wonderful dress and she cooks meals. Oh, it was pretty good. Anyways, absolutely hilarious movie. It's the next one. I got it in the can right now. And you wouldn't believe how hard that movie is to find. It doesn't stream on anything. You can't buy the DVD anywhere. I had to find like a live leak upload somebody had from like 17 years ago. And that's how I found it. I was like, Jesus Christ. The name Exile the Knights of Malta seems a bit silly as they are already exiled to Rome. Yeah, there you go. See, look, this is how you know somebody's seen it. What's happening? What's happening? If you guys don't remember, by the way, remember Dragon, the Bruce Lee story? That was one of the Chinese Mexicans in the Siege movie. How funny is that? Ryan looks like a disgruntled ex-CIA hiding out in another country. I thank you. I am so glad you understood the look I was going for. It's like Newman in Jurassic Park meets Bruce Campbell in that other one that he did. It's like that whole like ex-CIA guy who's just like fucking over, and he's sitting in Cuba. It's like, whatever, they just left me here. It's on Tubby. Not in Canada though. Anyways. Yeah, Born in East LA, the song. It was a pretty good music video if I remember too. But yeah, and that's the thing. We've had 100 years of cinema. 50 years of radio. Thousands of years of books. There is so much stuff out there to enjoy. So much stuff out there. There's more stuff to enjoy than you can consume in a lifetime at right now. And so really the skill isn't about production. The skill is about discernment. If you want to watch a movie, there is 500 movies I can recommend to you. Every single one is better than the last. And any type. Are you feeling depressed and want a sad movie? Are you feeling happy and want a good movie? Do you want like a slapstick comedy? Do you want gross out humor? Do you want thought-provoking, well-crafted storytelling? You can do all of that. Do you want to see stories about the Vietnam War? I got a dozen of those for you. Do you want something about the Gulf War? I got a dozen of those for you. Do you want something about the War on Terror? I got a half dozen of those for you. And a TV show. 24 fucking rocked. At least the first 7 seasons. Do you want to watch something about the Napoleonic War? We got a bunch of those too. Do you want to watch something about the 1950s? Sounds good. How about 80s pop culture? Oh, I got a dozen of those movies too. Anything you could want, there's a dozen things out there for you. There's more than you could shake a stick at. How about books? Do you want to watch about the Edo Rebellion in Japan? Oh, we got movies, we got books, we got everything. You can read, you can watch everything. Do you like cyberpunk? I love cyberpunk. There is so much cyberpunk out there, and a lot of it is good. Where do you want to start? Oh, everybody should start with Neuromancer. I tried reading Neuromancer. It's not like the language kind of weird to me. Oh, that's fine. Well, then you got what's the Snowbird? Not Snowbird. God damn it! The whole rant got cut off because I can't remember the god name of the book. Snow Crash. We got Snow Crash. Oh, that's kind of cool. What about Hell, a cyberpunk thriller? We got video games, and there's a book for it too. Dude, so psyched about this. There was a 90s CD interactive video game called Hell, a cyberpunk thriller. And I'm like, holy shit, there's a book on it too? And you read it, it's like literally the book. And I'm like, oh, fucking rights, man. That one was awesome. It was the idea that virtual reality got banned by some super religious nut group, and they made Hell as virtual reality, and they were using it to control the population. Very cool cyberpunky shit. And then, like, even then, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to build my own too. So there's all this kind of stuff. And it's, why are you wasting your time on shit you hate? Why are you wasting time on shit you hate? Granted, it's so bad. There's people that hate it. They know they hate it, but they watch it anyway. And there's enough of those people that there's a market now for somebody who's like, I watched it so you don't have to. There's people who actively go out of their way, like a critical drinker type of person who's like, all this is shit. And I'm going to watch it all and then tell you how much you hate it without you even having to watch it. People are like, oh, thank you. It's a time saver. I almost think of like Zizek. You guys know Zizek? He's like this philosopher guy. He has like a coke problem, and he has like this weird lisp to him. But he talks about how charity is actually prolonging the disease. The idea, as long as you're being charitable to a situation, it prevents a systemic problem from breaking the system. So while you're feeding the homeless people aren't becoming so numerous and so much of a problem that you have to deal with the issue that creates homelessness, was his idea. Same thing here. All this critical drinker hate slop. Well, everybody likes to... No. Here's what's happening. Disney will keep making slop because critical drinker is making bank adding promotional stuff to their stuff. They're not going to change. Dude, we put out The Little Mermaid with that black mermaid, and internet is a buzz. They won't stop talking about it. Yeah, but they all hate it. Yeah, but they won't stop talking about it. So the next time somebody's like, I'm going to watch some shit with mermaids, they're going to see this and be like, why do I remember this one so well? Well, I've got it. It's either going to be rubbernecking. Well, I have to see if it's as bad as they say. And it never is, because it's the internet, and the internet only ever has two arguments. The first person hyperbolically describes it as a disaster, and then the second side disagrees that the thing even exists. So yeah, Little Mermaid this is the worst fucking thing since Gallagher, and everybody's like, what's the best thing ever, you fucking stupid? And you watch it, you're like, this is just mid-range slop. This is useful if I'm vacuuming the floor in the living room, but that's it. And everything fits into here now, because it's all just Tucker Max defacing the billboard. What are they doing? Get these nerds to start hating on my Marvel slop, so people will eventually watch my Marvel slop, and then the people that hate Marvel slop will love them, and the people that hate them will love my Marvel slop because of it. And it's everybody just defacing billboards everywhere to make everybody else watch what they want to watch, and nobody's happy. You're all going to all these open houses, and every house is in ugly beige, because beige is the only one that everybody can agree on isn't offensive. Every other color, somebody hates the color. Somebody loves it, but somebody hates it. And then everybody else is like, nobody hates beige, but nobody likes it either. It's this mid-gray 5 out of 10 existence, and it's fucking miserable. If anything, it's the most cyberpunk thing ever. High-tech, low-life. We have all the technology in the world, and what are we doing with it? We're defacing billboards with slop. Throwing spaghetti against the wall. Hey, who wants bland potatoes with salt for dinner again? Well, I'll bring you Amral Fuddle branded salted potatoes. It's like, fuck me, man. Why am I even here? And you know why you're here? Because that's all that's there. You're just bored or despondent, or you're so overworked you just want to turn your brain off and watch something. Did they make a good Matrix sequel? No. Did they make Die Hard 2? Well, they did make that one. Did they make Total Recall 2: The Revenge? No. But what did they make? The Adventures of Amral Fuddle with Timu John Oliver. Fuck you, man. I got work on Monday. Quit wasting my goddamn time. So now you're and that's the worst part too, is now you're sucked into this whole nostalgia loop. Because, like, you know what was great? The 80s. You know why the 80s was great? Because they didn't suck. So what are they doing now? Well, we can just take our shitty slop and put neon lights and fucking Air Jordans on it. It's the same thing as 80s slop, right? You're like, your 80s slop had a 30-minute section in it where the guy came out as gay to his parents in the 80s. Everybody was cool with it. This is not 80s, not in any form. Calling somebody a fag was like mockery in the 80s. Even Lethal Weapon. People forget that. It's such a great movie. But if you watch it, at one point, Riggs' jacket catches fire from an explosion, and Murtaugh is like slapping his coat to put him out. He's like, "Get off of me! What are you, a fag?" And I was like, just out of nowhere. It was a throwaway line. And I was laughing my ass off. Hey, fag, quit touching me. He's like, "You're on fire, you fucking idiot." But yeah, so how do you jive that with that? And it's just like, oh. And I wish, and that's another worst part of it, is you can't even blame it on the outgroup now. Like, yeah, with all the gay Netflix stuff, you can always just say, oh, that's the woke feminists. You know, like the Jordan Peterson. Oh, damn woke feminists. They're the ones ruin all of our things. But now what am I doing? Well, let's just turn on the alpha male alternative. Like, hey, fuck feminism. We're going to do our own thing. And what is it? It's the same fucking slop, where instead of a 30-minute video of the guy from Stranger Things coming out as gay to his parents in the 80s, you got some Sudanese national sitting here talking about, yeah, you know what I want? A harem of bitches. Do you have any? I have this one here. She's pretty cool. She said she's cool when I get my harem of bitches someday. But by the time the thing's out, he's like, yeah, we broke up. And you always know when a guy says we broke up, it means she dumped him. For the ladies in the audience, here's something you need to know about men. If it's like, I dumped her, that means you broke up with her. If it's we broke up, it means she broke up with you. It's just a thing. We can't handle the idea of like, the girl rejected me. She thought I was a piece of shit and she got a good point. Like, nobody will ever say that. So it's always got to be, yeah, she was a lesbian. I dumped her ass. Or, yeah, we decided it was probably best if we break up. Which means, like, I'm going to break up with you, but I'm going to be nice about it so you don't try to grate me on my way out the door. And you're like, that's fair. Can we still be friends? Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yeah, I need help moving. We're friends, right? It's like, fuck. Yeah, it's just, to be honest, Blant. Who's Blant? To be honest, Bland in real life is not the baddest thing. As a starting point, it's fine. Oh, Bland. Yeah, because all the slop going on, the LGBT wants to divorce themselves for the TQ because they find all that cringe and want to be the bundle of sticks. Maybe, but I don't give a fuck about that. Do I really care about the infighting between a bunch of gay theater kids with rich dads who want something better to do with their time? Not really. I give a shit about the stuff I'm supposed to be interested in. And what am I supposed to be interested in? Fucking the Sudanese Hanna-Barbera Olympic Power Hour with starring Amrao Fuddle and his dancing. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? We decided if we're not both married at 30, we'll hook back up. That is one of the oldest like TV tropes ever. There was two. Here, I'm putting this back up because I always love this. This is how far we've fallen as a culture. There was two things that you would always see in every TV show. They would have an episode of this. There was the people that were friends, like the will they, the won't they. They'd always make a deal at one point. Like, if we're not married at 30, we'll hook up. And then the other one was like, we separated, but we're not actually divorced. Because back then, divorce was a big thing and embarrassing, so people would just separate. And then she would meet a new man. It's like, yeah, we can't get married. I have to go. I actually have a husband, and I have to get divorced. And then the whole premise was like, I'm going to go meet my husband and divorce him so I can meet my new man. And then for rom-coms, it would always be like the old man would actually be pretty good and they get back together. Or the other one where the guy learns his lessons, like, I know I've been holding this marriage over your head, but I just want you to be happy, so here's your divorce, madam. And then she meets the new guy and they fly off into the sunset. Yeah, we were on a break. It's Beverly Hills 90210 every other season. That was the fucking Brady Bunch. Jesus. Mr. Ed, I would assume, it's been forever since I've watched it, but I don't know, you guys remember Mr. Ed, the talking horse? I assume Mr. Ed had a girlfriend at one point, and they probably did one of these memes too. Family House probably did it, Full House did it, everybody did it. Roseanne probably did it, I don't even know. Anyways, so a little bit ahead of schedule, but that's fine. That's fine. So here's the point of it. I'm not going to watch that fucking documentary. You're not going to watch that fucking documentary. If you've already watched that fucking documentary, don't ever tell anybody about it because it's kind of embarrassing. I know Jack, I'm watching it so you don't have to. He's the only one who gets a pass on this from all of you guys. I get a pass. You know why, Jack? Because he's got fucking a living to earn. So let the man do his job. But just realize it is part of the problem. No shade, no shade. Alf or Ted? Oh yeah, Alf. I make it damn entertaining. That's fair. Oops, this one. What's his producer's name? Not Rachel Meredith. Was it Meredith? I don't know, whatever. But I remember her. She was the one with like the Chicago accent, not the British one, because she was with the gay British brother of Niles. The nanny. Yeah, back then when your brother could come over to your house and fuck your nanny and it was seen as like comedic gold. What happened to America, man? So yeah, just don't waste your time. Stop watching things you don't like. Dude, Avengers Endgame. It was okay. The first Avenger, like the Infinity War one, that was awesome. That was the first time I actually felt something leaving a movie. I felt it and I felt despondent and I was like, dude, that's awesome. Why? I feel kind of bad. The bad guy won. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. And then I watched the next one. I'm like, I got my catharsis. Thank you. And I'm done. And then they started putting out, I'm like, I'm not going to watch any more of this. I'm just not interested. And I haven't. I don't think I've watched a Marvel movie since then or a Marvel TV show, which it's fine. Same thing in this. Maybe you were the biggest Fresh and Fit fan. Oh, dude, I love the part where he kicks the chick off his podcast for the thing. Comedy gold. the time where the ghetto dudes brought a gun onto the cast. Fucking comedy gold. I'm like, all right. And now you're like, this is kind of gay coded, isn't it? The guy who keeps bragging about a harem can't keep one girl on his harem. Just saying. I don't know, man. I suppose, like, if I was going to brag about my harem of bitches, I would at least have 2 before I started bragging, you know? You're probably better off with 3 just to be safe, because then if one leaves, then you're stuck with that, like that dude, what's that show with the polygamists? Where the guy had like 18 wives, and then the youngest one convinced him to leave all the other wives for her. And then he wanted to get more wives, and she's all mad. And it's just like a fucking gong show. I always hear my girl watching clips of it from TikTok on her phone when I'm trying to sit down and watch Minecraft Let's Plays or whatever the fuck I'm doing. And I'm just like, what the hell is with this guy? And it's just like the most retarded people. But he at least didn't start calling himself a polygamist until he had like 4 wives. So like, don't be doing it at 1. That's cart before the horse. Oh, dude, I'm a millionaire. It's like, you just started your business last week. Why don't you wait till you have $1 million in the bank first? Yeah, but the valuation. It's like, nobody's paying your valuation, dude. The sister wives, that's the one. Yeah, I saw a tech bro hyping AI music because people find learning to make music is hard. And I think that's the issue. No love of the game, all clout or financially motivated, and quality suffers. Oh, absolutely. And dude, AI music, the most positive thing I can say about it. I think there's like 1 or 2 AI music channels I've ever listened to. One is about like jazz cats. And it's very generic jazz. It's not something interesting. It's kind of the only thing it's good for is when you don't want to listen to top 40 in the background, because that's also fucking irritating. But I turn it on just to let my tinnitus fucking drift. Thank God for that. And the other one, I don't even remember what the other one was. I think Jazz Cats is the only one. Yeah, I'm with. And it's just so funny because when you watch stuff that you like, a lot of the times it's not even stuff that I actually like. Like I still talk about like Over the Hill? Over the Way? Yeah, Over the Way, I think. Anyways, he's a sawmill channel. I don't give a shit about sawmills. We had a sawmill plant at my town growing up. I never wanted to work there. I never wanted to live there. Like, I'm fucking done with that. But he just has a sawmill and he just chops wood. That's it. Every video, finds a log, chops the log into wood, talks about the wood, and then there's like the scene where he dumps the bucket of water so the wood looks all nice and shiny. And that's it. But he actually gives a shit about, like, he gives a shit about his job. He loves talking about his blades, talking about his wood. He loves upgrading his thing so it can dry kiln the wood even better. And then people who wanted this or somebody who had this thing, there's always a story. And I enjoy the shit out of it because it's a guy who actually, again, love of the game. He actually just loves his sawmill. And I'm like, fucking good on him, man. I don't give a shit about sawmills, but I like watching a guy who gives a shit about his life. I think ultimately, if you really wanted to do a Manosphere documentary, and this is kind of the embarrassing part, is you'd have to really give a shit about it. You're like, I just like this space. I like this space. I like the people in the space. I love laughing at the retards in this space, and I just wanted to do a thing. Kevin Sava was our one chance at some like legitimate red pill documentary. I think there's some Norway guys that did a Rolo one, so maybe that too. I don't know. Is that how you spelt it? Interesting. Loves talking about his wood. Sounds gay. And I didn't know Tennessee had such a big logging industry, by the way. It's pretty crazy. I enjoy cooking shows and black-capped chickadees. You know what? I used to love cooking shows. They're kind of slopified. Like there's those what's the British guys? There's a bunch of British guys who are like amateur chefs and they do their little show. But nowadays it's just like challenges. Good Mythical Morning just eats food every episode, like eats snacks and tells jokes. I'm like, eh. I miss the old 2000s cooking shows. Like I don't know if you guys will ever remember this, but back when Food Network first became a thing, there was this show Cooking Like a Chef. And it was great because you didn't even know who the chefs were, but they just like literally taught you how to cook really amazing shit. There's very few shows like that. I think there's the French Cooking Academy where the buddy there teaches you like a lot of rustic French cooking, which is pretty good. But other than that, it's really hard to find a cook. And I guess there's always Chef John. Nobody can ever say they hate Chef John. But remember, who's the Texas guy? The one who's like, I'm going to make Chick-fil-A at home. And then he makes his own Chick-fil-A. He just turned into shit. His very early ones is like, all right, it's kind of good. Same with like Cooking with Babish. Are you a fan of the Norseman show from Netflix? I honestly don't watch a lot of new stuff. I haven't watched The Norseman. I don't want to watch The Norseman. I have a real problem with TV shows on Netflix. My girl even likes some of them. Like, and Stranger Things, I got through it, but it was fucking hard, man. The problem I have with TV shows now is they want to take my time from me. And say what you will about the sitcoms of the 80s and 90s, they at least had a self-contained episode, it had a start, it had a middle, it had an end, and you got to enjoy it. Or good movies had a start, had a middle, had an end, there was an emotional resonance and a track through it. What I'm noticing on the new ones, and like Fallout's kind of there too, and I'm already seeing it, where they just want to pad the runtime. I couldn't believe it. You're watching a 50-minute show where nothing happens. People are talking, people are moving, nothing happened. And I'm like, I could have not watched this episode and probably been done away. At best, what they do is they give you a cliffhanger, which is like a plot point. So they extend a cliffhanger for 50 minutes, and I fucking hate it. Buy old series on DVDs, much better. Yeah, actually, you know the one I got now? I'm actually looking forward to this one. There was a TV show back in the science fiction late 90s, early 2000s. First Wave. It's fucking brilliant. I remember first watching it because Tracy Lords was in it, and I was a huge Tracy Lords fan as a kid. I used to have like a Tracy Lords poster on my wall, which she was like out of the early 80s. So for me, being like a 90s kid watching it was like, all right, whatever. Cindy Crawford was busy that day. That's fine. But the guy was like a Max Payne. I think that the character Max Payne was based on him, actually. I could be wrong, but he was that kind of guy. And that was like a popular thing back then because the X-Files, the Mulder archetype, like that guy, the crazy conspiracy theorist, Supernatural, that kind of, like that character. So for what he found out was aliens are coming to take over the Earth, and that Nostradamus had predicted it 400 years ago or whatever. And so he used the books of Nostradamus to find these alien mysteries in order to stop like the first wave of the alien invasion before the fourth wave, and that's when everybody gets in or whatever. And it was just so much fun. Yeah, I watched some bogus AI cookery, couldn't last 2 minutes. That's too funny. Yeah, so, and to be fair, like now I'm watching so little, it's mostly because I'm just producing stuff, I'm making things. And that's good, because I was like, I don't want to be the guy that just, I bitch a lot. I bitch a lot about slop. I don't know if you know this. I bitch a lot. And First Wave is kind of like V, but better. Dude, this is actually a solid question. What would I say is better, First Wave or V? I'm assuming you're talking about the 80s V and not that 2000 remake, because I never watched the 2000s remake, but that's kind of like asking which one of your children do you love more, you know? I don't know if I could decide. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to say it's a tie. First Wave and V. Definitely tied. Because V was just fucking awesome, man. I would put it right up there with minus the final half season of the Battlestar Galactica remake. I think Battlestar Galactica was the only show that I actually liked the remake better than the original. Because, I mean, it was just a campy series or whatever. But yeah, so I would say if you're a huge science fiction fan, I'd say there's 4 shows you could probably get into that would kind of ground you to my aesthetics. First Wave, V, Alien Nation, Battlestar Galactica. I think that would be it. Yeah, I think you have a right to bitch when you're actually doing something about it. Hope so. But it's really it. I mean, that's all you can do. And that's it. Sexual marketplace. Oh my God, the sex market is horrible. Tinder's bad. Hinge is bad. Bumble's bad. All right. Somehow Nuke manages to fuck a celebrity. Somehow Jack manages to get himself a girl, move to Germania or somewhere else. Do something about it. If it's that bad, do something about it. And that's the difference between the red pill guys and the MGTOW guys. He's doing something about it. Yeah, he's still bitching, but he's doing something about it. Same thing. Rollo wanted content. Rollo's like doing his damnedest to produce good red pill content. Not just for him, but from other people. He got that Captain Save-A-Ho shit off the ground. He got Access Vegas, which they just nuked now, which sucks. He was going to be like the best Vegas variety show out there, which good for him. Now he's doing fiction here, and there's me. Meanwhile, like, not throwing shade here, but I'm using him as an example. Like Turd Flinging Monkey. What has he done? Yeah, he bitched about how life is bad and how the women are bad and all this stuff is bad and the laws are bad, but in the last 10 years, what has he got to show for it? Is it just more of the same? It's like a Kevin Samuels thing. Bitches ain't shit. He gets limited traction. Even Amrel Fuddle paid somebody to write why bitches deserve less. And bitches still deserve less. Which, it's slop and nobody cares, but at least it's something, you know? So you're saying there's a girl out there that likes the Snake Jazz episode as much as I do? Maybe. But you know what you're going to find, actually, is that when a girl likes you, she'll like the Snake Jazz video episode of you. Yeah. Now there's slop about slop. So yeah. Anyways, on that, I don't know, Softbone 2, I'm pretty psyched. Oh, the one thing, I have to keep an eye on it. So for all the Kickstarters, you guys are going to love it, man. The custom covers. I had to fire the artist. I hired him. Still in review. So I hired him because I had an art style that I really wanted to do. I think I've said this before here on the workshop. I liked the idea of the Ligna Clara, which is like Adventures of Tintin and Mobius cartoon comics and that kind of thing. I liked that look. It was very flat colored, inked, very thin ink. It's just a cool look. And it's like an old, like early 80s, early 90s era of look. And so I wanted that. And I saw his art style already had a lot of that. I'm like, dude, I love this. And I was like, I like this one. I like this one. These things you do. I want you to do that, but for me. And then he sent me the stuff he was doing. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds good. Just show me the comps. Let's get to there. And we got to there. And it was just like, it was not the same look. Not the look I was looking for. So I was like, yeah, all right. So I'll have to go to plan B on this one, which sucks. But, you know, as long as we get there, we get there. Kudos to Ray Ray, though. Ray Ray is above and beyond expectations. I can't wait. I'm hoping he still takes commissions when I need a sequel to the Dog Walker done. Because having him do that title, I think the cover is going to be great. He's pricey, but he's so fucking worth it. Celestina won't take half your shit. Wouldn't that be funny if she did? Some kind of like weird robot rights thing like Astro Boy or whatever. Anyway, so it set us back a week in the production. But luckily, on the 24th, it looks like all the books will be here, get everything out, and get to send to you guys. And then once that's all done, you guys will get it. Like, I'll open it mass market after that, where everybody gets the normal edition of stuff. So I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be great. And I can't wait to finish this project so I can actually wholeheartedly finish the road trip, because it's stalled so bad because I have to spend so much time on the marketing and the production and the printing and the shipping of all this stuff that I'm like, I don't like doing this anymore. I don't think I'm going to do another Kickstarter. It's just not, it'd be a better use of my time to be writing books while Amazon handles everything. You know what I mean? But it'll be good. So if you're curious about this, like if you're an aspiring author or content creator yourself, I'm going to put out a big thing on Substack once it's all done about everything I've learned from the Kickstarter process from a business perspective. And then hopefully there's something in there you can use as well. Like, does this work for brand loyalty? Does this work for brand growth? Does this work for revenue, maximum revenue generation? Does it work as an opportunity cost? Like, what is it you're sacrificing and what is it you're gaining? I'm going to put all that stuff down. I've got a lot of notes to it. It's definitely going to be an interesting piece. So yeah. And then, oh yeah, that's right. I've totally forgot. Praxeology 4, the audiobook is out. Jack did me a solid. The first time I haven't recorded my own audiobook, and Jack did it for me, and he did a really good job. It made it through the process first try, so he knows what he's doing. And he's got that sweet radio voice with that weird accent that you're like, oh, I think, isn't that a British accent? You're like, no, but everything sounds British if you're ignorant about Europe enough. So he got it out there, which is awesome. And heck, if people loves it, maybe I'll start hiring him to do all my audiobooks. Start outsourcing everything. And so all I have to do is just write all day. Get somebody to do the Red Morning podcast. That'd be like Rob sitting here with his toque and his Bud Light. Hey, what's up, you nerds? You keep wanting to fuck bitches, but bitches don't like you. And what am I going to say? You're just a bunch of losers. It's Bud Light time. And I'm just sitting in a hole in a corner somewhere, just typing like a little goblin. It'd be great. Jack's not British. What's the world coming to? Exactly. So, hey, enjoy yourselves, guys. Dude, I'm telling you, when Ghost of Odessa comes out, probably in a couple weeks for you guys, you're going to love it. Some of you guys are actually reading it before you've read Softbone, so I'll be curious to what you think of it as a standalone story versus a continuation of the original story. And what happens if, like, you read it in reverse order? Like, all this stuff. I'm super curious about feedback on this. And, hey, if you do reviews, I should put this out as, like, a general thing. If you do any type of reviews, I will send you a copy. And I don't even care if you like it or you hate it. Just be honest. Just be honest and give your thoughts about it. Put it on your things. Put it on your channel. Send it to me. That's fine either way. I would rather give somebody a copy for them to say, I don't like it and this is why, or I don't think it's very good and this is why, rather than just like, not say anything. Or say, I love it, it's the greatest book ever. Because if it's, I don't think it's very good, there's usually a lesson in there for me on how to be a better writer. Or if it's something that's completely off, I have to be good enough to know why that makes no sense. Or if somebody's like, I don't like it because it is not the genre I'm into, it's not this I'm into, it helps me understand the type of person who would like it. So I'm not trying to give it to people who don't want it. Because that's like the one thing I don't want. I don't want to ever be that Louis Theroux guy who's like, nobody wants to hear about the Manosphere. The Manosphere doesn't want to hear about the Manosphere. The feminists that like you don't want to hear about the Manosphere. Nobody likes this video, but everybody just has it on and it's beige homes. It's like, I don't want to be that guy either. I don't want people who don't like it to get it because they fell for marketing. It's one of the worst feelings guys in the 90s had, where you heard this awesome song by a band. You're like, this band is awesome. This single is fucking great. And you buy the album and that's the only good song on the thing. And then you got 10 other songs that are just shit. And you're like, fuck you. Fuck you, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Fuck you. You know that one? Is anybody, I guess, yeah, you have to ask the Unk about this one. Back in the day when you had to buy an album and all you heard was the single. And then you got so mad, like every other song here sucks, you fuckers. Sounds like you need to debate me, bro. Red Pill channel. Dude. If I did one, and I'm not saying I would ever because I won't, I would set it up like a William Buckley's firing line. I want it to be boring. I want to threaten to punch somebody out for calling me a crypto fascist, like all that kind of stuff. It's pretty fun. Anyways, that's it on this one. I don't know who's hosting Rule Zero. I'm pretty sure the topic's going to be Amrau Fuddle's Power Hour with the Limp Bizkit angle. Yeah. Enjoy yourself, guys. I guess, do we have anything else? Did I miss any super chats? Nope, we're pretty caught up. Just enjoy yourselves, man. It's the weekend. It's like the first day of spring out there. It's positive temperatures. Go put on Total Recall. Go vacuum your living room. Go out and buy a new book. Something cool, too. Not that slop. Not something AI. Not something they altered afterwards. Apparently people are reading the Gilmore Girls book and they're talking about TikToks and they're like, what the fuck are they doing to my books? It's like, nah, fuck that. Go and enjoy yourself. Go kiss your wife. Go smash. Go hug your kids. You love them, don't you? Apparently you do. You've been showing off on the internet all the time, Matt Walsh. Turn off Daily Wire. I'm tired of hearing about woke feminists. I'm tired of hearing about how anime and video games are why I'm not productive anymore. I'm tired of hearing about how I need to go meet a girlfriend at a diner and go work at a Panda Express. Like, fuck all this. I don't give a shit about the Middle East blood feud version 12. Oh, Israel's bombing everybody. We all got our own problems, bud. But the Ukraine war, even Canada. And I have to follow my advice here more than you guys. So like the one benefit I was having here and getting out of here was the housing market is crashing in Toronto, which I'm like, it's awesome, which is technically crashing nationwide because we're essentially a giant property bubble with no production otherwise. Whereas a big government run industry of like random house costs and no healthcare. But the government now created a $1.5 billion fund with some private equity, which I assume is BlackRock, to buy up all the 70,000 condos in Toronto that aren't selling, like the 5 years of backlog. I'm like, fuck. Who's ready for another 20% inflation? That means I got to do this podcast for another 20 years to make up the difference. Son of a bitch. Dude, that's a smart man. Johnny Trejo, you're the best. I'm going to watch WrestleMania 6. I'm not going to lie. If I could, I would so live stream us watching it together because it's the best of WrestleMania. I really do think so. Anyways, on that note, let's make fun of one or two bitches and then get the fuck out of here.
Not Ryan Stone. I think he's the most important guy in the world. Ryan Stone. Give a about Ryan Stone. Me and him have gone back and forth. Blah, blah, blah. Ryan Stone does not pass the 6-foot test. He's not even a man. So I don't give a Ryan Stone.
They can't make me consent to it. I'm free. We are free. We are free. And they don't have any power over us. They don't have any power over us.
If you're in Canada and somebody hits you with okay there, bud, that's slang for shut the fuck up.
You can choose your misery with some pretty girl that, whatever, that you just... And I honestly find it...
If your man
interesting
is
for you to say
seeking,
smart.
it's probably because you're not satisfying your man.
Right, so exactly. Do not discredit intelligence of others. Please do not use that word.
But marrying or committing to? No, absolutely not. My son will, marry an accountant. Not one of my sons would I allow to even date one of you girls. Because you don't shut up. It has been fun. It has been an honor. We're going hiking.
I love the way girls smell. I love how they always make sure, by and large, they shower, and they just have an amazing smell to them in general.
Name a bigger red flag than a white guy with a podcast. I'll wait.
I am not impressed. I will have you know, I'm like 80% white. The podcast is goddamn good, and I don't want you anyway. You got random Iroquois art and not art on your walls. You're not my type, sir. Or madam. I don't know, you're allowed to say any more?
And Ryan Stone. He's a halfway decent looking guy, a nice smile. You have to get through that wall because he...
79T 2458 Learning Corp Little Red Riding Hood, take 1.
Somebody find out the real names for me.
40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense?
You have to get through that wall.
But I only know what my heart feels.
Where they say there are Indian people pooping on our beach.
Socially retarded.
It's a spool of wire. 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone.